Now, reading your background, I realized that your days of boxing was very connected to the government. At what point did you get the green light to fight for your first national title?
Good. Very good question. When I started my exploration from Australia.
Okay.
When I went to Australia, I had about 6 fights.
Okay.
I won 5, and I lost 1. I lost. I will retain it as a home decision. But all the same, at a point, we were lacking boxer. We were lacking to have fight. No fight was coming no more. So we decided to leave the country and go to US. US to go and seek more residence. Before we reached US, our news was there.
At this point, you hadn't fought for a national title yet.
Oh no! I left here with a national fight, a national title.
Okay.
Then
you went to Australia.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even but then when I left, this thing was vacant. Nobody.
The belt was vacant.
Until the time I relinquished it myself. You see, I remember when we were in Australia, when the fight was not forthcoming, I told my manager to convince. By then we have a Commonwealth champion in New Zealand. His name was Toure George, Toro, then George. No, to come here to find. We make several attempts, but he refused. And I told him that if you like, I will add my pass to his so that you have fight free. He said no. So honestly, at that time, I knew boxing is like a school. Okay. See, when you win the featherweight, when you win the national, you are going to Africa, then Commonwealth before you go to Edinburgh. Yeah. Then my manager laughed and she laughed at me. He said, oh. And he asked me whether the Americans are part of the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
So I became convinced that it's not necessary, not so important, not necessary that I should. So we left Australia to USA. We went to USA till the boxers they were not prepared to fight me because they beat them, they guide them. They avoid whoever will beat them until they reach the very top. So we couldn't get them. So my manager told me, okay, if it's the case, we should come back home. I said, well. Meanwhile, he said he would like to go to London to go and contact a promoter who once promoted a Ghanaian boxer to fight first world title in Ghana, not the first champion not the first boxer to fight world champion.
The guy who promoted the Floyd.
Beautiful. The name was Jack Salomons, the promoter. But my manager was Sammy Doherty. So he left me there. He went to London to negotiate for this thing, for the fight to take place. When that Jack Salomon said, okay, he was ever prepared, but on one condition: if Ghana will honor all the expenses, like we did in the 64, government sponsor all pay all the funds. So he came to Ghana. Okay, when he came, but before then, I told him that no, it wouldn't be possible because our economy was very, very red, pure red, and we are in military regime. So it wouldn't be possible. Okay, look, let's go. So he said to me, if you go to somebody's country, he says he's not willing to, what would you do? Would you stay there? Okay, if you like stay there, I'm going. So we were forced to come to Ghana. We came. Fortunately, unfortunately, I've been saying all this that it's my destiny to win the title, and I won. When he came, that the boxing business was not, was not active. No, as when I left, the promotion was coming for that. So where would you start from? By that time, my brother, who happened to be how do you call it? He works with the foreign affairs. Yeah. He said he was a diplomat. Was happened to be here. So I talked to him. how we can manage to, well, we can go and convince the government. The government is a very broad thing.
Yeah.
Where are we started? So, but then we knew one brigadier Kote. No, not well. It's a big clan name. So don't say I relate to it. And by then he headed GFA.
Okay.
So we are about to go and talk to him whether it will be possible for convince the government so that they can fail. Then somebody told my brother that your brother there, he doesn't listen for. So instead of him to go and see the Kote, he went and talked to his sister, and the sister name was Deyamo. If you know Laboni Junction, the same as that. So he talked to him, said, like somebody told him, it's the same. Your brother doesn't do help his people. So he said she has a friend who is friend to Kenneth Paul Kegbe, who was the sports beautiful. So he will talk to her friend. So she talked to her friend, and her friend talked to Kenneth Kegbe. So he gave a day and time to come and see me. So we went. By then, my manager was still in Ghana. So my manager and my brother went to Kenneth Kegbe. We discussed this issue for a length, and said, okay, we should go. He gave us 2 days to come so that we see what we can do. Meanwhile, my manager said, we Africans, we Ghanaians, we are too dull in doing this thing.